Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys new here my channel, my name is Alison and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are testing out another new foundation. This is a drugstore foundation from NYX and Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation. This is what the bottle looks like, and I got two shades here. I got the shade in warm vanilla and the shade in soft beige. And you guys can see later on if these two shades would match my skin tone. And before we go into this foundation application, let's get into the foundation details on the Ulta website. So I did purchase this on the Ulta website and it retails for $14.99, which is not bad as a drugstore price. And this foundation, it did come in with a lot of shades. So it did come in with 45 shades. And as a drugstore brand, I feel like they are more open to give a lot of different skin tone and shades out there than more of a high-end brand. So I really like that on this foundation. So this foundation is only sold at Ulta. It is a lightweight, waterproof, and pigmented AF. NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation hustles as hard as you do. This comfy liquid formula comes in 45 flattering tones that don't transfer. Every creamy shade glides on smooth, deliver matte coverage, and color that stays true for up to 24 hours. This little overachieve also works to control shine and mattify your complexion all day long, but it doesn't stop here. This foundation is non-comedogenic and suitable for normal oily combination and sensitive skin types. So this foundation, it sounds perfect already for oily skin. I'm not sure about dry skin. I don't think you guys can use this foundation because it dries on a very matte finish and it's more of a shine control kind of foundation. So I feel like this foundation, it definitely gonna work better on combination to oily skin people out there as it claims on the website. So now we're gonna go on to the details of this bottle. It's the very nice glass bottle finish. And this reminds me of one of the Maybelline foundation in drugstore, and the packaging is just exactly the same, just the color. They are in blue, but this is like in black color, and it comes in a pump and a cap, which is really nice. Okay guys, so I already put on my moisturizer as a primer as well. So this is from Olay Luminous Whip with sunscreen SPF 25. So I've been loving to use this in the morning time as my primer as well, because when you applied it, it did the same thing as a moisturizer. Also, it does have SPF 25. I know it's not a lot, but because for my daily job I only stay in the office, so I don't need that much of SPF. And this is like something that it dries down like a matte finish. It just feels like a very nice moisturizer and a very matte base of a primer as well. So I've been loving to use this product in the morning time before applying my foundation. And here, as usual, I'm gonna apply my Becca brightening under eye corrector. I'm just gonna apply this underneath my eye to kind of cancel out that dark circle. If you guys watch me long enough, you guys see why I've been loving this. And it also make a huge difference underneath my eye, because I do have really dark circle no matter how early I sleep and how I take care of myself. I still have that dark circle underneath my eye. And then now let's move on to the foundation. I got two shades here and just hoping these two shades, one of which would match on my face. So I got this in the shade warm vanilla and soft beige. So I got two shades here. I got it in the shade warm vanilla and soft beige. So definitely I feel like this is like my shade, and this is just way too tan. And usually in summertime I do get tan, but this summer I feel like I can't even wear a tank top. I don't know, is that like I have been staying on the indoor more often, but I feel like this summer I didn't get any tanner than I normally would in the summertime. So now I'm just gonna show you guys how these two shades work on my oily skin. And this is what two shades looks like on my hand, and they're a little liquidy but not as much. So I think two of the shades it dries down and I don't think it oxidized much, and neither of this shade it matched my skin tone. And one thing about purchasing a foundation online is really a struggle, because I don't see it in store but I want to purchase it as soon as possible, but looking at it online it's just really hard to adjust the color shade it matches your skin tone. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix these two shades and hoping that it match my skin tone perfectly. So I'm just gonna wipe down what I have here. I'm just gonna mix just a little darker shade on the lighter shade and see if it works. I'm just like using my hand, back of my hand, as a swatching palette. Okay, I think now that it's way better than before, so I'm just gonna go with that and apply it on this side of my face using a damp sponge. I feel like using my hand is a mess. Okay, I'm just gonna go in. Right off the bat, it's really easy to blend this out, and it does give me a very instant medium coverage. I feel like it's really nice. And one thing with blending two different shades as one color, it's really hard to adjust how the amount control, because you're not gonna exactly get the same shade every time if you're not using the same amount of darker shades or lighter shades. But right off the bat, I really like this, and I would say I use 2 pumps on this foundation because I already mixed up all these 2 color in one, and it just gives me that really nice medium to full coverage. I really like that. And if you guys know me, I have acne prone skin and I do like a more of a medium coverage now, but I'm like more towards the light to medium as I get older. But this, I'm not mad about it. I like the coverage. It's looking really nice. So I like the coverage, also how nice it blends. It blends perfectly, and I really like how it dries down matte finish, and I don't feel like there's a foundation on my face. So it's a very lightweight foundation. I'm liking it now. So now I'm gonna finish off my makeup and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay guys, so now the makeup is done, and now I'm gonna go through what I use on my face. So for setting my under eye, I use this Laura Mercier setting powder, and for my full face, I use this Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Banana Bread, and I use this mostly all around my face except my under eye, because I did use this once for my under eye area, but then it turns my under eye darker in the shade, so I feel like it doesn't really work for my under eye as a shade in Banana Bread. So I just go back with my normal Laura Mercier. It's like my trusty setting powder, and I have been loving this because it's just a really finely melt powder, and I love blending it on my face, just makes it like really smooth finish. And then for my contour, I'm using this NARS Laguna bronzer. I have this in a big pan, and this is what it looks like on my cheekbones as a contour shades. And as blush, I'm using this Laura Mercier When Flush. This is the color powder for cheeks and eyes, and this is just a really subtle blush that I like to use it during summertime for like a no makeup look. It just looks really natural, if you guys can tell. Even though however I dab my brush into this product, it just didn't give me that crazy blush finish, and I just have been loving this as a summertime. And for my highlighter, I use this Ovra highlighter in Star Island. So this is the new packaging from Ovra, and this is the shade that I purchased, and this is what I put on the high points of my cheeks. This is more of a blinding highlighter, I would say. You can tell it's like on my face. Okay, so now the makeup is all done, and my first impression on this foundation, I'm liking the finish. It just gives me a very nice flawless finish, medium coverage, and I really like how lightweight it feels on my face, and also it's really easy to blend. That's like something that I really like on a foundation while I'm blending with my beauty sponge. And right now I feel like it dries down a very matte finish, not to the point that I feel like it's really drying my skin, but I just feel like it's like my skin but better, but a lot coverage than what my skin naturally have. So I really like this on my first impression. It didn't emphasize my pores, it didn't just dries down the area that I have my acne scar here, it didn't dries it out on top of it. So I really like it on my first impression. So I'm gonna give it a 5 or 8 hours mark to see how this foundation work on my oily skin. Usually I do get oily during the 4 to 5 hours mark, so I'm gonna check back with you guys and see how this work on my oily skin. Hi guys, I'm back for the midday check-in. Now the time is 2:20 and I did put this foundation on at the 10:30 mark in the morning. So it's been almost 4 hours since I have this foundation on, and this is what it looks like on my face. I do have a little oil come through because I did took a little nap, and when you guys know, if you took a nap, your face is usually very oily, and this is what it looks like with a 4 hours mark and a nap. I feel like the oil control is pretty good, and nothing moves around except my nose area redness come through because I did blow my nose. I do have allergy, so a little foundation off around this area, but not much. And also I think it stayed on pretty nice. Nothing changes on my first impression. It's just a little oil come through. It looks more natural looking, and I'm gonna check back with you guys under 8 hours mark and see how it looks. Hi guys, I'm doing my final check-in. Now the time is 5:15. So I've been wearing this foundation almost 7 hours. The last time when I applied my foundation, it was at 10:30 marks, and now it's 5:15. So in this 6 hours or almost 7 hours, I would say it's pretty oily on my oily skin on this foundation. I heard a lot of review on this foundation with oily skin. It does hold up pretty nicely, but I don't know, is that because I took a 30 or an hour nap and my oil just come through quickly during the nap. And right now I feel like my nose is pretty oily, and my T-zone, my forehead, and between my brows is pretty oily, and I feel like it's a natural glow. It's not to the point that I have to take this foundation off, but I feel like at this point I want to blot my face a little to keep that shine, just to get off my face. But right now I don't see any separation, even though on my active acne I don't see dryness or separation on my chin area. If you guys watch me for long enough, you guys see a separation always happen on my chin area with any foundation that I have, but this, it doesn't do that on my chin area, and it holds up pretty nice on my forehead. It doesn't emphasize any lines or my pores, and with the oil come through, it just looks a lot more natural and dewy finish. So I would say this foundation holds up pretty nicely within this 7 hours, and I want to try this out again on the second day to update you guys on the description down below and see how this foundation works without a nap. And right now I don't see separation. I like it on this foundation, and I would wear it again. It's just the shade range. I feel like I can't find any good color match on my skin tone, even though they have 46, 43 skin tone on this foundation, but I don't see any shade that it matches my skin tone. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep these two shades and keep mixing it as my shade. And I know it's higher maintenance with buying two foundation mixing to my shades, but right now I don't see any shade that it matches my skin tone. And if you guys are my foundation twinsies, just let me know what shade you guys use on this foundation, because I can't find any shade that it matches my skin tone. I'm usually a matte foundation, NC 20 to 25, depends on how my tan. And please let me know if you guys try this out with what shade you guys use on this foundation. But right now I'm just gonna keep both again with the foundation, just mixing it to my shade